Hello, how many of you are super excited about the brand new emotional oils from doTERRA? And how many of you are ready to take this message of emotional wellness to your teams and to your loved ones? My name is Andy Goddard, and I'm super excited to be with you and to introduce some incredible people who are going to be your mentors and trainers today and guide you on an incredible journey. Let's start out with my personal favorite, Natalie Goddard. Natalie is just an amazing healer and a super intuitive woman. She is also a holistic health coach and a marriage and family life educator. Together, we're the parents of 7 amazing children, and she is just so amazing with empowering other moms to be able to listen to their inner selves and find real answers. We're also double diamonds in doTERRA and co-creators of Share Success. She loves to create. She loves to share anything that's good and beautiful. And she also loves nature. Cherie Burton is a dear friend of ours and has been one of our mentors for a long time. I still remember probably 10 years ago when Natalie came home from a conference that Cherie Burton held, and she just went on and on about how she just met the most amazing woman on earth. Cherie has been an accomplished author and has an upcoming book called The Depression Cleanse. She also has degrees in psychology and sociology, and she is a blue diamond doTERRA and loves to empower and train international audiences to balance body chemistry and overcome challenges and become well. Stacey Russin is has been inspired by her experience training autistic children, and she's devoted over 15 years of practical study to mental and emotional health and behavior. She's also a pioneer in the language of emotions as a practice educator and trusted facilitator. She's the loving, loyal, and devoted mother of 4 and the president of a women's organization providing individual counsel to hundreds of families, teenagers, and women. Jenny Swim has graduated magna cum laude from Brigham Young University with a degree in communications. She has dedicated over 20 years to the study and application of natural health practices. She is also a certified emotion code practitioner and a mother of 3 and has served for 15 or more years in various leadership capacities for organizations dedicated to the needs of women and children. Robin Jones is another one of our amazing friends and fearless leaders with more than 12 years of experience as a massage therapist and a holistic health coach. She is extremely passionate about helping the discouraged and the hopeless. She and her husband Leland are the parents of 6 amazing young children, and she is especially present to her kids and loves to find joy in moments and share lessons learned along the way. She's also a blue diamond and has put a lot of her focus on emotions as well. And with that, we'll turn the time over to Robin Jones.
Thank you, Andy. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to this webinar. Welcome to this new class that we are so excited to share with you. We have seen the need. We've seen since doTERRA first began 7 years ago that there really hasn't been anything quite like this, and that is a duplicable emotions class. And so we're really excited. All of the women that Andy very eloquently introduced you to, all of us have been on the same page as far as our passion with this topic and also seeing the need that it needs to come out. And I don't think there's any accident with the timing of how this class has come out. I know that we do have a master chemist, and he has divinely orchestrated for this class to come out at the same time that we are getting these wonderful, beautiful new mood oils from doTERRA. And so we realize that many of you that are on this webinar are wanting to teach this, and we're so excited. We're so excited that you have, after we taught this first at convention, we just got a huge response from people that are just so anxious to get this out to their teams, and for that we're so grateful that you're on here and learning more how to do that. But we also know that there are people on here that are probably brand new wellness advocates or not even a wellness advocate yet. And for you, we're really especially excited for you to see this information that we're going to share with you, because it is exciting information. I know I keep saying that word exciting, but it is. It's pretty much the only word that can really describe how we all feel, and just the message itself rolling forward. It is exciting. This is a great time for this to come out. So as I've mentioned, there really hasn't been a class quite like this in the field of doTERRA, and it's been about 7 years since doTERRA's conception, and so I think 7 years, 7 is the number of completion, and I think this is the final piece that is really and has been missing, and so we're so grateful that we get to be a part of this. So with that, like I mentioned, realize that this is a duplicable class, meaning that this is an intro class as well. Many of you, like I said, are brand new or not even wellness advocates yet, and so this is a great class to introduce what the essential oils can do for our emotions. And I just want to point out, as you see on this page, that with this particular webinar, we aren't, and any other webinars that we'll be doing, we won't really field any questions. And we invite you to bring all of your questions to our Facebook group page. And as you can see here, our group page is called Essential Emotions Training. And you would just ask to join, and we will admit you in. And on this Facebook page, it's turning into such a great community already. I mean, it's only been up for a few days since convention, and already there's a great sense of community for those that share the common passion to share emotions. And so on there you can ask any questions that pertain to the class. You can also find the PowerPoint that we're going to be using for this webinar will be on this Facebook page. Also, the script. We have a full-fledged script that you can take with you to classes and you can use right there on the spot. We also have that script in different formats so that you can, for example, we have one that's a Word doc with images from the slides and without images, so that you can quickly just go through and customize and edit to what you personally want. And so we have all those different scripts on that Facebook page. We also are going to post the links to webinars that we'll have. Later on, we'll put the recording on here of this one, and we'll also have future webinars, future classes that we're going to be doing, as well as any handouts that we have. There is a handout actually that is particular with this class that is great, and it's pretty much the same images that you see on the PowerPoint, but it's organized flawlessly, and we really have truly spent a lot of time on this particular handout and on this particular class for you. So we hope that you can see this labor of love and really utilize it well. If you see on the next slide, is where we will have another place for the script that you can download, and that is on sharesuccess.com/library. So if you're unable to get on Facebook for some reason onto that page, you can certainly find it there. And then our classes on the next slide, these are going to be the upcoming events that we're going to be doing. So October 7th, that will be at in St. George at the Red Lion Hotel at 7 p.m. And then October 20th at 7 p.m. in Ogden at the Grand View Event Center. And then October 19th at 6 p.m. that will be at the Aloft Broomfield Hotel near Denver, Colorado. So we're really encourage you to, especially after hearing this, that you bring your teams and bring new people. Like I said, this is a great intro class. So this is a great way to introduce people to the power of essential oils. We couldn't think, and all of us obviously are most passionate about the emotions part. Can't think of a better intro class in a lot of ways for people to experience the true power and efficacy of essential oils. So come, and we're excited to see you at those coming up events. So with this class, as I've mentioned many times, it is a duplicable class. And so you're going to just receive the milk. But know that there are future classes that are going to be meatier, and those will come later on with another different handouts, different DVDs, and it will be more in depth as we get into the deeper aspects of our emotions and how the essential oils work on those deeper levels. So know that that is coming. The other thing I want to mention before I get right into the class is that I want you guys to take this personally first. So as you're experiencing this class on this webinar, I want you to first think of yourself and how this can apply to you, because that is the most powerful catalyst for change on your teams, change in your family if you're experiencing things with relationships. Before you start thinking of other people that this could help, first see how you can apply it. And it will make a world of difference. So with that being said, let's move right into the class. So would you who are on here, would you like to be more happy, connected, and empowered? Well, who wouldn't, right? So in this class, you're going to learn the science behind emotion and essential oils. You're going to learn about tools and the habits for healthy body chemistry, and you're going to learn how to put it into place, which is that practical emotional wellness steps that you can take right now, that you can leave this webinar and have all of the information that you need for that. So I'm going to turn this over to Stacy, and she is going to teach you the beginning steps to this process.
Perfect. Thanks, Robin. Well, let's talk about the power of the body and the science of emotions. You are created to function as a whole. The spirit, mind, and body are inseparably connected, communicating at a cellular level. Your body is made of intelligent cells wired to restore health. This means your body is brilliant in design and naturally wants to be balanced and whole. I invite you today to learn about your amazing body and listen to what it may be teaching you. Be your own best advocate and claim the gift of wellness, just like you are in joining our webinar today, and I honor you for holding desire to be here. So to learn the language of your body, we need to know what emotions are and what they are communicating. Emotions are information-carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. They go into the cell, impacting the cell's function and behavior. In other words, emotions in their smallest and most basic form are chemical molecules. In this image, you'll see this cell is receiving molecules through one of its receptors. Receptors are molecules that function as senses or scanners, much like our eyes and ears. These receptors gather in a cluster at the surface of the cell, and they wait for a chemical to attach a message. That message is information, and once that information is received inside the cell, it affects your energy level, your behavior, and even your mood. It's fascinating to discover how emotions affect our health. Well, because emotions are chemicals, they are not limited to the mind. Emotions flow and are processed throughout the body. Science reveals there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, heart, and gut. These three brains are neural networks of independent memory and intelligence, Wow, powerful, right? We have 3 brains in our body with independent memory and intelligence. What this means is that you can actually process feelings in each of these brains. So let's talk for a little bit about what these brains do. The mind acts as a conductor and directs the body how to feel emotionally and behave physically. That message is discerned in the heart, and then the gut responds accordingly and distributes either health or illness to the rest of the body. Dr. Caroline Leaf explains, these 3 brains communicate with each other. They feed back to and therefore influence the mind. Isn't it amazing the power your body holds to choose wellness? Jenny is going to walk us through this process.
Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, our bodies are really quite amazing because they instinctively process our life experience. That means we don't really even need to think about how our emotions are processed. So let's walk through how this works. So all of you can see this image of this woman on the screen. How many of you have ever had similar feelings that she's feeling right now? Right? A lot on her plate, maybe, all those things going on at the same time. Well, let's look inside her, right, and see what her brains are saying. As soon as she has this experience, this moment is immediately recorded in her subconscious mind. Once again, she doesn't even have to think about it. So here's what's happening inside her body. Each of those brains that Stacy talked about before are processing or sending their own message. So the mind might think, I have to figure this out. My responsibility after all, right? She's carrying that burden. Her heart might say, I feel overwhelmed. Maybe I'm holding too much. Her gut might reinforce, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. So as these brains communicate, a biochemical reaction then occurs. You'll notice she starts to feel conflicted, confused, and even notice some unsettled stomach feelings. These negative reactions are the consequence of those conflicting messages that her 3 brains were sending. This disrupts her internal balance. And as you can see in this image, the result is disconnection or dis-ease. So the interesting thing is that when we think and feel something simultaneously, we create a new belief. So in this example, she's now concluding, I'm not good enough. Just that one experience and that biochemical reaction created that new belief in her. If you notice how she's pouring this water over on that plant that's growing out of her head, right? We are always reinforcing old beliefs or planting new beliefs. Nurturing a belief will produce a fruit. Notice in her hand, she's producing something by what she continues to think about and reinforce. So as you look at her and her experience, you can apply it to yourself and maybe think, am I cultivating or nourishing a seed or a weed? Cherie's now going to walk us through the powerful tools we have to help us recognize maybe what we're growing and also some ways to remove some unwanted things.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenny. And you know, I can't think of a more powerful tool that we can utilize to help us create that simultaneous blending of a thought with a feeling. I can't think of a more powerful tool to use for emotional wellness than essential oils. And just for those of you who are looking at continuing to roll this forward and teach this yourselves, as you can see on the screen, we just have a synopsis here of what was just taught by Stacy and Jenny. And that is the end of the first page of that handout. And again, these handouts will be available to you for purchase for your classes. So if you were gathered together with me, I would be holding up that balance blend, and I would be saying, hey, you know, this is a mood blend that doTERRA carries called balance. It's very calming. It's very grounding to the central nervous system. I personally love to put it on my feet every morning just to kind of ground me to the earth and to my life duties for the day. But balance contains frankincense. Most people have heard of frankincense. Frankincense is actually a master, considered like the master oil, or the father oil. It's a beautiful, powerful cleanser and magnifier, and it opens up the mind's eye. You can actually apply it to the center of your forehead to kind of get that flow through that area of your brain, and also to the back of your neck, maybe, or even on your heart. Kind of helps to connect your soul with its authenticity. So at this point, we would just pass that around the room and share in that experience together. I like to add at my classes that when I first smelled frankincense, I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, and I wasn't quite sure how I felt about the smell. It felt a little old to me and maybe a little musty, but as I've used it over the years, I think it's absolutely intoxicating, and I can't get enough of it. It's just got that beautiful, ancient smell that just takes me and transports me to another place and time. And, at this point, I would maybe invite people to share for themselves how balance or frankincense has maybe given them some kind of a powerful mood shift, or how they've noticed a difference emotionally by using them. And the nice thing about the essential oils is they have so many applications, right? And the reason for that is that they are chemically based, both emotions and essential oils. So we're looking at how they can interact that way. When they make contact together in the body, a powerful chemical reaction occurs. This is because of their chemical complexity, and why they're able to have so many uses and applications is due to that chemical complexity. Essential oils promote emotional purification or detox. They do that both on the physical and the emotional level, and they help to anchor in healthy chemistry. So they're actually helping to remove, right? And they're anchoring in. So it's a dual purpose. So they're very efficient at detoxing at the cellular level and restoring proper cell function. I think it's absolutely amazing how biocompatible essential oils are with the body. So here we have an orange oil, wild orange, one of my favorites. So I would pass this around the room again, and I would just have you take a moment and really inhale. Just maybe close your eyes and really just help it to clear your senses and get in and take in that wonderful aroma. Wild orange invites connection in the body, and it also stimulates energy. A lot of people love to put it in their diffuser. So if I had a diffuser sitting right here, I'd maybe demonstrate to you how you could pour a couple drops in the diffuser and how that works, kind of to diminish feelings of overwhelm within the environment. Citrus oils in particular, excuse me, like wild orange, are great at uplifting mood and promoting toxic release. One of the reasons oils are able to go cellular so quickly is because of their molecular density. They're extremely molecularly dense. Just one drop of essential oil has 40 million trillion molecules. That's a little bit mind-blowing. These tiny molecules from the chemical compounds in essential oils can service every cell of your body in a matter of minutes. And actually, 40 million trillion molecules, believe it or not, is more cells than our cells in your body. So it actually outnumbers the cells in your body. That's amazing. Now, because of that chemical complexity, essential oils promote emotional and physical detox, like we talked about before. So they're going to help remove those conflicting cellular messages and then encourage that cellular restoration. So if you look at this image here, you can see just a few of the things just to kind of synopsize what they do. First, they're going to support those cell receptor sites on the surface of your cells. You can have millions of receptor cells on the surface of any given neuron or any given cell at all. And so they're going to revive and enhance those. This is pivotal because this is one of the reasons that essential oils do not carry side effects. They're not damaging those receptor sites. And second, they're able to get in and get into that cell so efficiently after binding to that receptor on the cell surface, like Stacy talked about. And this efficient process enhances and promotes that cell's function and promotes that. And then third, they're helping to maintain that cell's natural state. They're able to restore and maintain the state that cell is naturally and intelligently designed to embody. Beautiful. So here we've got a picture of peppermint, that peppermint plant. And then if you look at the magnified picture just under it, you can see that those little oil sacs are actually are essential oil sacs, and they rise to the surface of that plant with a very gentle extraction process. And you know, that essential oil that courses through the plant is kind of like its lifeblood. It's a volatile life source of that plant, similar to how blood functions in the human body. Essential oils help that plant defend itself. It helps with the nourishment process, even the reparative process. So essential oils have that same function in the plant that humans have for blood in the body, very similar. And because our bodies are organic, and of course because essential oils are more than organic, we can experience a really beautiful benefit and that biocompatibility. So it's really important that you address the quality and the grade of an essential oil, because that is what is going to determine its effectiveness. So CPTG stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And that just means that's actually trademarked with doTERRA. And it's doTERRA takes great measures to ensure that quality. Employing many scientists, many checks and balances for that quality assurance, making sure that we've got the safest, the purest, the most beautiful, supportive, chemically pure oils that we can get for the physical and emotional needs of the body. So that chemistry is super, super important. That quality and that chemistry is very, very important to help the body's natural biochemistry. So I would then just maybe hold up the peppermint oil just to reinforce, hey, you know, peppermint is one of our most popular oils. And physically, peppermint is great at maybe energizing, oxygenating, supporting that mental focus, and also emotionally has a similar function emotionally because it helps to invigorate you emotionally and dispel some of the mental fog you may be experiencing in any given moment. So either way, peppermint is going to be great at pepping you up. So I would just maybe pour a drop in my hand right now, maybe just one drop, and just rub my hands together, and then cup my hands together and inhale really deeply just to demonstrate that. And maybe have people pass that around and do that same thing just to create that human inhaler and to experience peppermint aromatically. Being careful, of course, not to get it in your eyes. I've had experiences when teaching any essential oils class where I'm sharing peppermint and it gets in my eye, and that's just not a great thing to happen when you're presenting. But peppermint is very intense and very powerful, and it's a great oil to demonstrate how powerful essential oils really are. So there are 3 ways that you experience oils, and the first is aromatically. There is a reason this process is called aromatherapy. Smell is the fastest way to affect mood and the quickest way to get into the deepest parts of your mind brain. Our sense of smell is the most complex of all of our senses, even more complex than our sense of sight. And so we learned at convention through Dr. Schmidt and other scientists that there are actually smell receptor sites on every organ, on the cells of every organ of your body. And so as you inhale an essential oil, those aromatic molecules travel directly to your olfactory bulbs and are received on the receptor sites of your olfactory bulbs, which are then linked directly to the emotional or limbic seat of your brain. So again, this is how inhalation creates that immediate, and I want to stress immediate impact emotionally for you, because it's getting right into that emotional part of your brain very, very quickly and very efficiently. Essential oils are dynamic. That just means that they shift constantly. Their chemistry shifts and changes intelligently as they interact with your body's biochemistry. It's a beautiful interactive process, and you'll find that each and every essential oil has both a physical and an emotional component to its applications and its efficacy in your body. So again, this is because of the chemical complexity that they hold. So when you smell that peppermint oil, you may have noticed physically, you may have noticed like more immediate like focus and alertness, but emotionally, you may have started to feel some of that brain fog start to lift. And you can tell it's quite immediate. So the second way, so first we've got aromatically, and the second way that we experience essential oils for emotional support is by applying them topically. So essential oils are transdermal. And what that means is those little tiny molecules that we talked about, there's 40 million trillion molecules, they can actually pass through your skin and go straight into your circulatory system very quickly. So anywhere that you're going to apply them on the body, you want to make sure that you massage it in to get that heat exchange and to make sure they're getting and absorbing into the tissues. And you'll find that it evaporates. It seems like it's evaporating, but what it's actually doing is getting into your circulatory system and into your skin very, very quickly. So no oily residue. So anywhere you apply on the body, they're going to penetrate every cell and get into the circulatory system and be distributed. So here's just a few great tips for this topical application, and Stacy referenced to the 3 brains. And so just depending on where you're needing that support, you can apply it on any of these areas. Now, wherever you're holding that occasional emotional tension, you can massage that oil into there. And so, here's maybe where I would share, or any of you may who have been using oils for emotional support, maybe you want to share here. Like, I have had an experience where I was experiencing some feelings of grief through a life experience. And so I've actually had an experience where I was just drawn intuitively to a certain oil. I put that oil on my heart because that's where I was holding those feelings. And I really wasn't sure how to process them because my heart was just holding it. And my brain didn't know what to do with what my heart was feeling because there was a disconnect. So I put that oil onto my heart and I felt a warming, and I put my hand over my heart too, and I felt that. Just that beautiful, again, not knowing what was happening intellectually, but just knowing that it was affecting me and that it was helping to support those feelings of grief that I was experiencing. So we're speaking topically here, past tense is a really great tension blend. So we can use it physically for, most people think it's just a physical oil, right? It helps with that occasional hand tension, but actually emotionally, it's creating, you may be experiencing some emotional tension, some emotional confusion. So you can apply some on the back of your neck, on the temples, along the forehead, wherever you're holding that tension. And so, again, warning people, when you pass this around, you don't want to get this one in your eyes, especially if you're presenting. Now, the third way that we experience essential oils is exclusive to the CPTG labeling, and that is to take them internally. Now, if they're labeled for dietary use, you can put them in water. You can put them in an open and empty gel cap. We have veggie caps in doTERRA. You can just open those, drop the oil right in there, close the cap, and take them as you would maybe a medication. But you can also take them directly under the tongue. And it's a great way to support your overall health emotionally. So I would also, with this, hold up On Guard blend. Now, On Guard is a wildly popular protective blend. It's great for those seasonal threats that we might be experiencing. But, it also protects against environmental threats, environmental emotional seasonal threats. And so it helps to promote your emotional boundaries. Again, you could use this physically, you could use this topically or medically or internally, but it's going to help to protect against feelings of maybe vulnerability. So maybe what I would do here to demonstrate the internal use is put a drop of On Guard on my hand, on the back of my hand, and just maybe lick it. That grosses some people out. But, at the same time, it's showing, hey, this is a great way to experience this shift emotionally. Now, the essential oils that we've highlighted here, okay, to this point, are only a very, very small sampling of the power essential oils have for maintaining your physical and emotional well-being. Every one of doTERRA's 100 plus essential oils and blends have emotional and physical benefits. And in the context of this class, we can't address every one of those for obvious reasons, but just know we've only given you a small sampling of actually what the power and the potential of these oils can do on the emotional level and the physical level. So let's jump into, as we're talking about the gut, brain, and heart, and how they're interconnected, and how you can't disconnect from one without disconnecting from the other. Just know that essential oils are going to be most effective when you combine them with good nutrition, with digestive health, and with that proper circulation. So here's maybe where I would hold up the Lifelong Vitality Pack box that I get every month. And as I'm talking about each one of these supplement trios, as I'm talking about each one, I would hold that particular bottle up. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is a daily supplement trio, and it's going to lay that really strong foundation for physical and emotional health. It's going to provide an excellent source of minerals that your body needs to function, micronutrients, healthy fats, and so forth. So together, again, providing these three together actually support the three brains, giving that daily cellular support that we need to feel good, right? Emotionally and physically. So really quickly, I'm just going to highlight we could talk a lot about the science here, but I'm just going to provide a few highlights. Now, Zeomega actually has 9 essential oils. It has 9 essential oils encapsulated in it that are great for that physical and emotional support. It also has your omega fatty acids, again, for that 3 brain functioning. It helps to support brain nourishment and function. Your brain's about 80% fat, so we need those good fats. Your heart or your circulatory health, and your digestive function. You need a lot of good fats to help your digestive function optimally, your system function optimally. And here's maybe where I'd hold up Alpha CRS Plus. Now, it's got some really potent antioxidants that helps promote chemical communication. We've talked about how important chemistry is for your overall emotional functioning. So it's got some really powerful ingredients like ginkgo biloba and things like that, but it's going to help with that communication in your cellular pathways. Really, really important to get that in there. And then third, I would just hold up Microplex of EMB and just kind of highlight how it's going to be your vitamin and mineral support. So it gives that optimal micronutrient level that you need for immune function, for energy. A lot of people experience that fatigue and just feeling a little bit sluggish. So this is going to help to support, between the 3 of them, support that cell function so that you can start to feel good. Personally, I've been using the Lifelong Vitality Pack since it launched, I believe back in 2008. And I cannot tell you how it helps me and how it gives that support that I need. And again, laying that strong foundation to be able to let the oils do their job. Now, another really important piece to emotional health is gut health. And regular cleansing of the gut is going to help restore that healthy physical function, but it's also necessary for clear thinking and for your mood management. So there's so many studies about this, but low digestive function has been linked scientifically to low mood. there is a definite connection there. And a lot of people talk about the gut-brain axis and how that can be disconnected in our children, especially. We have this whole generation of disconnected kids. But remember that 90% of your body's serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that you need for mood management, is produced in the gut, not in the mind brain as we've maybe traditionally been maybe conditioned to think. So let's talk a little. I'm just going to highlight some science here very briefly. PB Assist is a probiotic formula, and what it does, it actually has your probiotics, but prebiotics as well. And so for those of you who studied a little bit about that, you know how important it is to get the pre and the pro in there. So it's going to help sustain those healthy colonies of microflora and that good gut bacteria that you need. So you can take in the nutrients that you need and metabolize them, and also to help with your GI immunity. Super important. Terrazyme, now remember, doTERRA has a whole Digest Zen line, okay? And so just keep that in mind, that there's like, I believe, over 600 clinical studies in effect for this Digest Zen line. We learned this at convention. So Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme complex, and it's going to support when you're taking your food. It helps to convert it to cellular energy. A lot of people can eat really clean, but if their body can't absorb the nutrition that they're taking in, it really doesn't do them any good. So it's going to help to support the production of your metabolic enzymes, which is crucial to emotional health and crucial to clarity of thought. GX Assist is a product that helps to support that. It gives you like a really powerful cleanse, but it's natural. So it provides, your body with its ability, helps to assist your body with its ability to naturally cleanse itself. And so you wouldn't take GX and PB at the same time. You actually stagger them. So maybe GX is 10 days out of the month, and then you follow it with the PB Assist for the other 20 days of the month. Now, I've just put on here 2 essential oils just to kind of highlight here for their abilities to cleanse and detox. Now, lemon oil and the Zendocrine Detoxification Blend are going to help support your body's natural ability to cleanse itself. Lemon is a great dissolver of toxicity. Zendocrine is a synergy of different single essential oils that actually have a really great symbiotic effect in the body to support detoxification. All right, before I bring Robin back on, I want you all to kind of just take a deep breath. I gave you a lot of information, a lot of science, and it can feel like, again, a lot to digest. But get your Zen on, because this is all given to you in a script. This is all given to you at a glance handout. And so you have the tools that you need to be able to present the science so that people need the science. It's great when we talk about emotion. It's great when we talk about, hey, this helps, these oils are great for your emotion. But people need to know why and how it works in the body. And so you've just given them that, right? You've just given them that tool. So this page is your second page of your handout that you're giving to your class here. And you can see how we've broken it up here with how the oils interact chemically. We're showing that first. Then the middle section, we're talking about the dynamic nature of essential oils and how your emotions are dynamic, and so are the essential oils, and they work biocompatibility-wise. So aromatic, topical, internal. And then last, we're laying that foundational support of how important it is to get the nutrition and to be able to lay that solid cellular functioning capacity in the body so that the oils can get in and do the job that they need to do more efficiently. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Robin.
Thank you, Cherie. And yes, like Cherie said, remember that this is a lot of information to take in, but you have a script as well that lays this all out, that lays the science out. And so don't feel like you have to memorize any of that, you can just read right off the script until it becomes common knowledge to you. So you might be asking then, where do I begin, right? change is a big thing, and we're definitely changing a lot of our lifestyle that we're used to. But change is a gift that is always available to us. So if you are ready to feel better and experience more out of life, you are in the right place. What I'm going to talk to you about now is our aromatherapy wheel. doTERRA has just introduced these 6 new mood blends that you see here right around this aromatherapy wheel. And this wheel is a phenomenal tool to help support your mood in any given moment. The key word there is moment. So I feel like I need to briefly share one of the reasons why I feel so called to share the emotional aspect of these powerful gifts of the earth, the essential oils. And as many people that feel called to something or feel compelled to share something, it's usually because they have felt some sort of pain or hurt or had a very traumatic experience in their life that they have learned from. And that certainly has been the case for Cherie Burton, who is my sister, and myself. So we actually lost a sister to suicide, and she left behind 5 beautiful children. And it was something that she was experiencing just extreme periods of low mood and then periods of high energy, high anxiousness feelings, interchangeably and back and forth. And this was something that she had been dealing with for a very long time. And there are 7 siblings total in my family, and out of those 7, 5 experienced periods of low mood or periods of high anxious feelings and high anxiousness. And that is the result of having the pedigree that we do. Both of our parents come from families that experience low mood, and so it's something that we have always known about and dealt with, and have watched other family members also take their lives, including our aunt, who left behind her 3-year-old boy for my parents to actually raise. So our biological cousin is actually our brother, who we consider our brother. And then, like I mentioned, then we lost our sister, and of course, losing a sister really took it to home. And I believe it was in that moment that we soon realized that Western medicine wasn't serving our family very well, and it was not offering the solutions that we so desired and needed. And so we became very humble, as you can imagine, after losing someone very close to you. And in that humility, we were open. Our minds were open to other options. And this is where doTERRA came into the picture. We were open, and we were learning about that aromatherapy that Cherie alluded to, that there is true aroma therapy that can happen. And as we learned about it and as we felt it in our own lives, it's been a tremendous experience for us to realize the true supportive qualities that come from these essential oils and how they affect our mood so quickly, so effectively, so profoundly. And so I fell in love with this aromatherapy wheel because I feel that our moods are not just periods of time, but moment by moment in everyday life. And that's exactly what this wheel does, is assist you in the moment, because that's what life is made up of, is moment by moment. And one day you could wake up in the morning feeling one way, and by noon could feel totally different, and have probably felt 5 different moods in between. So it's so great to have something like this where you can notice how there are 6 different plants that surround this wheel, and each of those plants produce essential oils in those categories of plants to give their own unique and specific way for support. So let's take, for example, citrus oils. Citrus plants, if you look at how citrus grows, it's in warm, tropical, sunny, happy climates and they're elevated. They grow high off of the ground. And so we know that citrus oils are uplifting. They're elevating. They're happy oils. Another example are tree oils. If you look at a tree, it's rooted deep into the earth. It's offering strong foundation for the plant to have some strength and stability. So tree oils offer us those same properties. They help us to feel more balanced, more grounded, more secure. And florals, if we look at florals and how they support us, there's no accident how florals, we have flowers at our funerals, we have flowers at our weddings. And that is because flowers are one of the most powerful supporters of our emotions, offering tremendous support in that way. So let's really put this aromatherapy wheel to work, okay? So I'm going to show you how it's done. So I'm going to, let's identify what you're feeling right now. So try and look at that wheel, and you're going to pinpoint what you're feeling right now in this particular moment. Maybe you're feeling more than one thing. So which one speaks the loudest to you? And then you're going to choose 1 or 2 of those oils that best fits that. So for example, let's say I am experiencing anger or bitterness and I have very agitated feelings. I might want to try forgive there down at the bottom. And that's going to help me feel more calm and collected. And I would place forgive over my heart, on the insides of my wrists, or across my forehead to help with that. So let's say, for another example, let's say I have just lost a loved one and I am truly in the grieving process. So I'm going to ask you, which oil would best suit my needs in that moment? That's right, Console. Console would be an excellent choice to offer that kind of support. And again, I would place a drop or 2 over my heart, on my forehead or my temples, and on the inside of my wrist. And I would demonstrate that. So I would grab one of those oils and I would just demonstrate for you how to put that on my heart, my forehead, and my wrist. So I invite you guys to utilize this, to take this wheel, and just remember that the key phrase with this is moment by moment. So I'm going to turn it back over, and we're going to now learn from Jenny how we're going to apply this in our everyday lives.
Great. Thank you so much, Robin. These oils are fantastic. And for those of you who maybe have not been able to sample these yet, they will be available October 1st. doTERRA will make them available, and you can work with the wellness advocate who invited you to this webinar to get those into your home. They are extremely powerful, beautiful oils. So I love how Robin showed us how we can support our bodies moment by moment. This is the last page of the teaching handout, and we're really talking now about practical emotional wellness steps you can take. So these oils that Robin has talked about can serve us moment by moment, but also help us anchor in long-term healthy habits. So as you know, as we all know, habits, healthy mood habits will help us create a healthy mood lifestyle. And becoming happy, connected, and empowered, like we talked about at the beginning of this webinar, requires us to choose these healthy habits. So we're really excited to help you understand where you are now. And if you were in a class with us with our handout, with our class handout, you would actually have this page in hand so that you could get out your pencil or your pen and take an assessment tool with us right now. But I'm going to just walk you through this. So of course, with any change that we make, it's really empowering to understand where we are right now. So this is an assessment to help you understand how connected your brain, heart, and gut really are. So those three brains we talked about at the beginning, let's see how they're functioning. So as you can see, there's a different box for each brain. And you would go through and simply put a check mark next to the statements that seem true for you. So let's take a moment, and I want you just to do that now. If you are obviously watching this, maybe just note the ones you would put check marks next to. Now pay attention to your just intuitive response with this. Oftentimes that intuitive response is the correct response, does reflect what's really happening. So the statements you may have put check marks next to are areas of strength, right? We get to celebrate these areas and continue to nurture them. If you have some boxes that just don't feel right or don't feel true to you right now and what's really happening in your life, it's okay. These just reflect healing gestures, opportunities for growth. So once we've understood where we are right now, once we've come to that understanding, we're now going to move forward and create a bit of a plan or a next step for us to move forward. So we remember that image of the woman at the beginning, and she was watering that plant that was growing out of her mind. It looks a lot like this weed, doesn't it? Do you remember back? We can look at our assessment and understand what is one weed we may want to remove from our life. So examples, this might be a negative thought, a relationship, or a substance that could be removed to help you experience more wellness. For instance, back to that example that I talked about earlier, I may have the thought pattern, I'm overwhelmed or I'm stressed, right? That woman in that picture, she sure looked overwhelmed and stressed. You can look at the aromatherapy wheel for clues to some of the weeds you might be experiencing. But I'd like you to take a moment. If we were in class, we'd actually take a moment to write down what is one weed you would like to remove from your life. So now that we've identified the weed we'd like to remove, we need to plant something instead. So this could be a new belief, it could be a new relationship, or even a supplement. Cherie mentioned a lot of great supplements that could nourish our body. So back to our example, I may want to plant the new belief instead of telling myself that I'm overwhelmed and I'm stressed all the time. I may want to begin planting the idea that I am completely supported in every moment. Because really, I am. That's truth. Once again, if your class or if you needed some help identifying what you wanted to plant, you could look up at that aromatherapy wheel to identify what emotion you'd like to experience. So it might be the opposite of the negative emotion that's listed. So once I have this beautiful new seed that I'm planting, I need to nourish it, right? We don't just do something once and have change in our life. Right? The same goes with the oils or the supplements. You can't just put it on once and expect that everything's going to change. You may experience in that moment some powerful support, but consistency is always the key to establishing and anchoring in healthy lifestyle and long-term wellness. So how will I nourish the seed that I planted? Nourishment includes habits, practices, and patterns. So personally, if I'm anchoring in a new belief, I like to smell wild orange. Cherie talked about how that's a great oil for connectivity. This is a great way to anchor in my new positive belief. You could also use other oils that correlated well with the belief you were wanting to plant. There's also some tips on the handout that we provide that give you other ideas. So let's look at this woman. Look, she's happy. She's not in that stressed out place on the first page we showed you. As she's consistent in nurturing her new belief of being perfectly supported in every moment, the fruit that she's now producing is, I am whole, I am enough, right? And those beliefs really do show up in our life. So as you have joined us today, and as you evaluate where you are right now and where you would like to be, just remember, as you claim greater wellness, you fill a bucket drop by drop. You clear your mind thought by thought. You heal yourself moment by moment. This is a process. And small and simple changes really do yield tremendous results. So I would invite you to ask yourself today, are you ready to begin creating new habits? Are you ready to claim the gift of wellness? And Natalie's now going to join us and help us understand the next steps we can take to truly claim the gifts we've talked about today.
Well, I am ready. Thank you, Jenny. Thanks, Robin, Cherie, Stacy. It's been a beautiful coming together of this class. And I want to just have you sit back for one moment and ask yourself, what are you going to do with what you've just learned? Reflect on that for just a moment. Powerful message. What are you to do with it? There's several ways that you can put this understanding, this knowledge, this awareness that you're getting to work in your life. And I'm so excited for that to happen and to see the change that this makes in your world and in so many others' lives. As you've sat through this class, you may have asked yourself, which tools will I use to nurture my healthy body chemistry? And one of my favorite parts about doing this is helping others get these beautiful emotional wellness tools into their home so that they can begin using them day by day, moment by moment. And I want to let you know how to get these oils and get these tools into your home so you can be empowered to do what you need to do. You can order doTERRA products retail through a wellness advocate who invited you to this class, or doTERRA offers people the ability to get products wholesale by becoming a wellness advocate. And as we shared in the beginning, you are your own best advocate. Wellness advocates are over 2 million strong and counting in our world today. And becoming a wellness advocate will give you 25% off retail, and you simply pay a $35 membership fee to receive any of doTERRA's products at wholesale for a full year. So at the end of that year, you can renew your wholesale membership for $25 and receive a free peppermint oil. The other option you have is to simply get a starter kit. When you choose a starter kit, that $35 membership is waived. You receive additional free product credits with some of the kits, and you get bonuses to your membership. So just take a look at some of these kits right here. Our most popular and best-selling kit is the Natural Solutions Kit right here at the top, and it includes a free diffuser and most of the oils and supplements we've talked about today, including precious frankincense. You'll notice that Lifelong Vitality Pack that Cherie focused on, just making sure that you have those bases covered for your wellness. Many people start with this kit because it addresses physical and emotional needs so thoroughly, and it's an amazing value. Now, you'll also want to know about the loyalty rewards program. It's the smartest way to buy doTERRA product, and it helps and rewards its doTERRA loyal members very generously through the loyalty rewards program. Most wellness advocates choose to maximize their membership by taking advantage of this program. And as you can see right here, it's just a sliding scale where you increase in percentage of kickback, right, of product credits that you're receiving back from doTERRA. LRP is similar to a Costco or Sam's Club membership, but it's better. It's like a monthly wellness club with wonderful perks. As long as you keep your LRP at 50 PV or higher, which is about $50 per month, you will keep earning free product and increasing in the percentage of free product credits that you're earning. So you start out at 10%, then increases 5% every few months. After a year, you're up to 30% in product credits that can be used as cash to get some of these great tools that we've talked about. Remember, you're getting 25% off retail just by purchasing the kit. Then you're getting wholesale prices from there. And by the end of 1 year, you're getting that additional 30% in product credits or kickbacks. LRP is the smartest way to buy doTERRA's products, but it is totally optional. It's very flexible. It can help meet the needs of your family. You can stop and or start it up again at any time. And doTERRA gives shipping credits, which actually reimburses your shipping on LRP orders as well. So I love utilizing the Loyalty Rewards program because, Cherie focused on the Lifelong Vitality Pack. You can focus and get that nourishment in for your 3 brains every month with the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and you can get that regularly on your Loyalty Rewards order. I have worked the Lifelong Vitality Pack cost into my food budget because I know that many foods are lacking in minerals and good fats. Since I need these supplements every month, I may as well receive product credits for purchasing them, and I enjoy hundreds of dollars in free product every year through my LRP points. One other item that we typically get in our LRP order is Balance Oil. And we use that to balance our family. Our 7 kids run in every morning and night, and they get balance on the back of their neck and under their nose. And it makes for a great day, for a great night, peaceful rest. I just love being able to take advantage of these tools that can support us in our lives and draw them in at such a great price and at such a great value so that we can enjoy these supports in our home and families when we need them throughout the tricky stuff that comes into our world. So you can see next to each kit's picture that each kit starts out at a different LRP percentage. Some of these larger kits help you start at 20 or 25% rewards. But the important thing here is that you choose the kit that works best for you. Great selection of kits. You'll see the product price list now. That includes doTERRA's full product line. And occasionally someone will want to make their own enrollment kit by purchasing individual items and paying the $35 membership fee. It doesn't allow you the same value as the kits are, but that's an option. And this is where you may want to add the emotional aromatherapy kit that we spoke of today. This is an option to add in to whatever kit you're purchasing. And you will see that you will see there's an addition to the oils and supplements doTERRA has. There's cleaning and household products, spa products, weight management products, many supports for your life and where you are. So simply choose the kit that's best for you and then choose any additional support items. Again, you're getting all of these products at wholesale prices. And I would love to connect with each of you personally to see which kit is best for you. You'll know intuitively, and you'll be able to figure out which kit best meets you and your family's needs. But work with the person that referred you here so that you can meet those emotional and physical priorities that you have to go forward and move forward with these tools so you are empowered. When you become a wellness advocate, you become part of an organization, and we take care of you. We help you get to the bottom of your health priorities and create a wellness plan. doTERRA as a company and as a culture also offers free education and support to help you learn to live life to its fullest. So you simply can fill out this wellness advocate agreement by choosing your kit. At the top, you just check one of those boxes. You're going to choose your kit and add any other products that you're wanting over there at the side. And then if you know what you want for your LRP order, you can add that in right here. If not, you can add that in later. And then step 3 is simply your personal information. Get with the person who invited you to this class so they can help you fill out this section on enrolling sponsor and placement sponsor. But you're going to fill in your personal information here. Step 4 is where you enter your credit card and sign your Wellness Advocate agreement on both the front and the back to receive your wholesale membership account. Once again, I want to acknowledge you for showing up today and learning about becoming more empowered to handle your emotional health and the emotional health of those around you. Please remember that you are your own best advocate and that your wellness is a gift that you can claim. I look forward to getting to know each of you better and having your part of our organization. I want to point out some other resources here so that you can access them as you'd like to learn more about these aspects of emotional health. We have Aroma Hill by Christy Turley and Carissa Tompkinson, powerful resource with step-by-step techniques. Essentially Happy by Rebecca Hinsey, great resource. Daniel McDonald and his team have brought together emotions and essential oils. And you'll also notice some of the resources that we used in bringing this class to you. Candace Pert has done amazing work in her Molecules of Emotion breakthrough work on the science behind mind and body and where we connect with emotions. We've got some incredible resources with inside doTERRA. Danielle Daniel, another great reference that you'll see great work coming from. You can buy most of those at My Old Business or Amazon. This handout and this resource to help you build your business is available at My Old Business now, Oil Life, and Aroma Tools. These you can get the 20 class invitations, the 20 class handouts for $12, a great value for you to be able to hold 1 or 2 classes, depending on how many you have come. And then 30 invitations are $6. So great tools to support you in empowering others in this journey. Remember, again, claim this power to be your own best advocate and for you to have the gift of wellness in your life. We're so excited for you to take this information forward and make the change, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Take this emotional awareness and knowledge into your own life and then begin sharing it with others so that we can all experience the benefits of being emotionally sound, happy, and healthy.